Hello legends, hope you're doing fantastic and having a great weekend. I do expect new all-time highs for Bitcoin and Ethereum in the coming weeks. However, I want to talk about the short-term risk that there is on Ethereum of getting a pullback. You will understand this as soon as I pull out a few charts such as the Ethereum BTC chart and the Bitcoin Dominance. It is crucial that you understand this, and I just want to protect the people that are FOMOing with high leverage here at the highs because that pullback could be around the corner, which would only bring a new great opportunity. I also want to talk about one altcoin, guys, that I do see doing at least a 4x in the coming months and even a 10 to 15x potential, guys. This is my third biggest holding, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, eventually, Ethereum, we've been talking about this ever since we broke down below $2,000 back in March, guys. We do not know how long we are going to be in between $2,000 and $1,000. Prepare for some low leverage swing long positions or accumulate on spot because we are looking for that rally to take out 4K and even all-time high. And here we are, guys, on Ethereum, basically just at those highs right over here after that accumulation zone in between $2,000 and $1,000 range. Now, Chainlink has been another one that we've been talking about, right? Chainlink very likely going to get that rally to hit $30 in the next coming months. We were a little bit skeptical here about forming an ABC or a 112. We need to see that rally regardless. Bouncing at the $12, $13 range was very, very likely for Chainlink in the last few months. And here we are right now on Chainlink, just hitting $22 today, guys. We'll be analyzing Chainlink and Ethereum, but most importantly, going through Bitcoin first. And I do still remain in my swing long positions from the last few weeks, okay? One of them did get stopped out here, okay? However, I'm still maintaining the big ones very, very nicely here on Bitcoin, okay? I am expecting new all-time highs or at least the 120K zone. There's no signs of weakness just yet here for the price of Bitcoin, even though we are hitting some major resistance, which is the point of control of this entire range dancing around, okay? It does become risky to try and detect the top. I will be explaining a scenario in today's episode. Remember, if you are interested in trading, guys, Bluffin right now has an insane deal, 10% cashback up to $3,000 on your deposit, and even getting VIP 1 or VIP 2 depending on your deposit, okay? Make sure to sign up with the link down below in the description to get those perks on Bluffin. Weeks is another great alternative, guys. Weeks right now has that airdrop position of 1,000 Ethereum. As soon as you sign up and download the app, you got that free position, okay, to claim right away with that fourth link down below in the description. Let's go right away through the price of Bitcoin. Yes, we are hitting that resistance, but we are dancing around. We are uptrending basically. And what we've been speculating on throughout the last few weeks is that this movement to the downside looks corrective, okay? It looks extremely corrective. There's no signs of a major impulsive move down. A successful breakdown beneath this low or this low is unlikely to get continuation, and we're definitely interested in maintaining those swing long positions. Now, this uptrend right over here looks still pretty damn good, okay? We are hitting some resistance, but there's no reasons to believe that we are going to top out here and get a major rejection. Now, we do have that huge amount of liquidity that is sitting above $120,000, okay? That is a big major zone where we could reject, guys, okay? It is definitely a possibility as it does become the value area high of this entire trading zone, the golden pocket from all-time high to the pivot low here as well, okay? After sweeping up those lower highs above $119,000, this could be a zone that can definitely get that rejection. I would be considering taking some profit at this area. There's no major reasons why to believe that we are going to get that rejection. So far, this could be an impulsive move to the upside. We formed a little bit of a confusing running flat here. We could extend in this fifth wave. It could be a double 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. We are uptrending. Market structure is bullish throughout the last 10 days. Okay, so overall, there's no signs of weakness, even though we could be hitting these resistance levels. Now, the resistance levels that we have been rejecting from are basically naked point of control. The point of control of the entire few weeks, okay, of this range. We got a quick rejection yesterday of just about $1,000. Today we had another naked point of control, quick rejection of a few $100s. we are just rejecting ever so slightly for the moment in this zone. And the moment that I will be looking for lower levels, the only big major reason that will make me believe this is as soon as the price creates a strong rejection in a 5-wave structure, okay? Because there is that potential of forming a larger WXY scenario, right? Where we do have the zigzag move down, and this could be an ABC. We're just finishing that C wave here with choppiness. It is a possibility, but we are uptrending. There's no major signs of weakness. If you're trying to detect the top here and you're not managing risk, you can be a little bit, it's not the best thing to do eventually if you're not managing risk. First of all, we would want to see that big, strong, impulsive move to the downside, which would be a leg down, okay, correction, another leg down, correction, and another leg down, right? Get a 5-wave kind of structure here, and then that choppy bounce sideways momentum eventually that could bring us that opportunity to get into a short position. This would be basically a confirmation that we are rejecting and going to lower levels, okay? So that could definitely happen. There is that larger corrective structure that could be developing, guys, okay? We just don't know yet. We are uptrending, so let's just go with the trend, which is to the upside. On the higher time frame, the main reason why we are looking for new all-time highs, one of them is that this structure that we formed since all-time high is corrective, guys. This is just a corrective structure, and as we do correct, we do expect new all-time highs to be hit. When we go with Elliott wave theory scenarios, okay, there is the most bullish case scenario that we are just forming, okay, a 1-1-2 structure here. I don't like it too much just because inside of your second wave 1 and 2, all right, you do have the fourth wave being a little bit too small in timing, but it's definitely a possibility as the structure is bullish, right? It's just the leading way, right? The timing is never an invalidation. It's just something that gives you more probabilities or less probabilities. I don't like it too much, but this would be the absolute moon mission, right? Where you have your wave 1, your wave 2 zigzag, another wave 1, another zigzag down, and we just pop out here in the next coming days and go to Valhalla, right? So yeah, this is definitely a scenario. However, there is also this other scenario, which is a contracting ascending wedge, okay, which is basically forming your wave 1 here in a double zigzag. You got the zigzag here in your wave 2, and this does count pretty nicely as a 3-wave structure. Another 3-wave structure down to complete your 4th wave that could be in, or maybe if we do get that first initial sign of weakness, could form another low right there, okay? Or at least go sideways in a WXY, or a little bit more of a complex structure. We need first signs of weakness, okay? For the moment, this could be the low, and this does count as an option right over here, an ascending contracting diagonal, okay? Where you just take out all-time high, and then eventually, you go to about $130,000 range, where then we could get that pullback throughout September, guys, all right? Which initially could still be very much bullish. It would just be a larger, another 1-2 scenario, and we just continue the bull market, right? Now, eventually, all of the scenarios that I do mention, there is no big major bearish case. It's either an ascending contracting diagonal or the absolutely extreme bullish case scenario, which is getting that massive wave 3 throughout the next couple of weeks. All of them are pointing out to hit all-time high. This movement down is corrective, right? There's no bearish case scenario of getting a wave 3 here, just because all of this is corrective. Same scenario as this consolidation, right? There's no major warning signs of a big movement to the downside. So we just maintain the uptrend, and we maintain our swing long positions, of course, that are doing absolutely wonderful. Now, looking at the Bitcoin price locally, as mentioned, there's no sign of weakness. There's no reasons to believe that we are going to get a big pullback, okay? Because we don't have our first initial sign of weakness, and the trend momentum is to the upside. Yes, we do have some resistance zones. We do have the golden pocket from all-time high to the low. We do have the value area high. We do have the liquidity grab that could, initially just grab the liquidity above 120K and get that rejection from the golden pocket zone, okay, after hitting value area high and these lower highs right over there. There is that possibility of the rejection. It is a little bit of a risky swing failure pattern area, because you could definitely be forming 1-1-2s here and absolutely smash out, okay? better for a short position. First, big major sign of weakness in a 5-wave structure, and then the bounce to realize that weakness that we could be going to lower levels. And this, looking at it as not a corrective structure, okay? For the moment, it is up only, guys, till proven otherwise. Now, let's go right away through the Ethereum chart, which is, very important for me here for you to understand that, okay, yeah, this is great, guys. Whoever's been buying here throughout March and April eventually is in insane profits, regardless if it's spot or low leverage swing long positions. I mean, we've been talking about this here for the last few months that we are expecting 4K and all-time high, and the best zone to buy up is in March, April, guys, right? Because no matter how long it is in this zone, this entire movement of the last few years is part of a multi-year corrective structure, and we are looking for the end stages of this correction to get that rally, right? We don't know if it's going to be a few weeks or a few months. It's just take advantage of this zone, guys. Now on Ethereum, realizing that there is the risk of a pullback. When we do consider all of this corrective structure, as we were talking about in the last few months, as a large WXY structure, we can see, okay, that we have been pumping quite aggressively in the last couple of months, right? We got the major rally in your first wave, your corrective wave, a big explosive third wave, and then the fourth wave, and now inside of that fifth wave. Now, when we consider Elliott wave theory, guys, this is the moment that we want to be a little bit cautious, right? Usually when you have 5 waves to the upside, you form that impulsive move, okay? You could be getting a pullback, all right? We have the biggest wave just happened a few weeks ago, and now inside of that fifth wave that can extend a little bit higher. Don't get me wrong, okay? Does it have the potential of hitting all-time high? In my opinion, we will likely get a decent pullback before hitting all-time high, guys. This is like the trappy zone where we get extremely bullish. We are breaking the resistance, get everybody extremely long with high leverage, and then bang. And very commonly, you do sweep up the higher low of the fourth wave in a corrective structure. So just a little bit of a warning sign. It's not that I'm favoring short positions here right now, as we are just extremely bullish. But if this pullback were to happen in the next 1 to 2 weeks, well, we eventually will have an insane opportunity, realizing that we're building up that third wave for the next coming months to smash through all-time high, guys. Just a little warning sign to protect the hype, okay, community that just want to go long because we've broken here the resistance, guys. This is a danger zone without a doubt, okay? And the main explanation here is that we've formed a 5-wave structure. You can actually see it, okay? It is textbook 5-wave structure to the upside that could have been developed here, and it's just a little bit of a warning sign. So we want to see some kind of a large correction at some point and understand that that is corrective to take advantage of the next leg here to the upside. Now, when we do take a look at the Ethereum BTC chart, it's more of the same scenario. Big rally to the upside, okay, that we did have here back in May on your first wave, your second wave, your third wave right over here, fourth and fifth wave, okay, potentially getting developed, throughout the last few days. Could it still be part of the third wave, right? And then we form the fourth wave and the fifth wave. That is also a possibility, okay? However, we are hitting major resistance. We do have the point of control of this consolidation. It is a monthly order block as well, guys, okay? When you go to the monthly time frame, it is a massive monthly order block, okay? And a monthly order block, you need to have some respect to it, right? That big green candle right over here in the middle, consolidation. It is a big, big order block, and we just need to be a little bit cautious right now. We also have that monthly level, okay, the monthly close and open that we have from here in November and December. And we also formed that 5-wave structure, okay, that could be a little bit risky eventually to, either buy aggressively here, Ethereum, right, or get into over leveraged swing long positions, okay, for that possible pullback, okay. There is a little bit of a 5-wave momentum here, which obviously becomes a little bit risky to get into long positions with high leverage on Ethereum, okay? Another chart to prove you that there is that risk eventually of getting that pullback on Ethereum and potentially on some altcoins is that we got the rejection on the Bitcoin dominance at 66%, right? The first small little rejection. Then we had the big movement down, which we always want to label as that wave 3. Then the zigzag structure in your wave 4, and then your wave 5. There is also a 5-wave move to the downside on the Bitcoin dominance, which means that at some point you are looking for that relief rally, which is going to get that pullback on Ethereum and many of the altcoins, which is just going to extend that great opportunity in the next coming weeks. Because what we would be expecting here on the Bitcoin dominance, all right, is this being a wave 1, your wave 2 potentially to get developed in the next few weeks, and then break down in that 3rd wave, okay? Bring a massive move down, which is definitely going to be that moment, all right, of altcoin season, and our altcoins are making huge, massive gains, all right? We are on the verge of this happening, right? We just want to be aware of those pullbacks that could happen on Ethereum and the altcoins. And that brings me to my 3rd biggest altcoin holding. Chainlink is number 1, and they're doing absolutely great. And Ethereum is number 2. All right. Number 3 is ICP, guys. ICP, without a doubt, in my mind, okay, is going to do great. Fundamentally, it is awesome. It has the most transactions per second, all right? They are building on top of ICP. It is a leading blockchain project in AI also. And I do believe that ICP will start stretching its legs in the coming weeks very aggressively. And what you need to understand here is obviously the technical analysis. When we had the bear market and we went into this small accumulation zone, we had a massive impulsive move to the upside. And there's only 2 waves on how the market can move, either in a 3-wave structure or in a 5-wave structure. For the moment, we only have 1 leg to the upside. And this means only one thing. We are missing at least 1 leg to the upside to take out those highs here at $20. We are currently trading at $5.50. Okay, so overall, we got that beautiful zigzag structure or WXY 3-wave corrective structure after their impulse, and we are entering this accumulation zone. This is going to pop out at some point in the coming weeks very aggressively, and I want you to take advantage of this situation. If you want to buy, you want to buy low. If you want to buy Ethereum, we are buying low, guys, as we're breaking down $2,000, right? Now we are in insane profits. The same scenario for Chainlink. Buy on these corrections. We're likely going to get that rally in the next coming weeks, guys, where you already should be in the profit. Now, if you're asking me, okay, what other opportunities they are, this is my 3rd biggest holding that I've been accumulating in the last few months in this range. Is there the risk of taking out the lows? Absolutely. Looking at the technical analysis, the momentum to the upside doesn't look too bullish. So is there the risk of dipping down below $4? I have a reserve of cash here that I would be buying aggressively, a few thousand more on ICP, okay, to take advantage of that possibility, all right? So it's just something that could happen, which would just bring a great opportunity before we rally up, guys, okay? There is that one last opportunity, a little bit of a shakeout if the Bitcoin dominance gets a significant rally, right, in the next couple of weeks, that could bring that opportunity, all right? So we might extend that opportunity a few more weeks before we go to Valhalla, right? $20 is the minimum target just to believe that we could be forming an ABC and then move down. That is over a 4x return. And the most bullish case scenario eventually would be looking for that 3rd wave breakout, right? 3rd wave breakout, and we definitely go to, $40, $50, right? As we do expect that 3rd wave to at least get to the 1.618 extension from this move, right? Which is $33 and even 40, right? We, on altcoins, the 3rd wave can, hit the 2.618, the 3.618 extension. It could really, really, just go absolutely bananas, guys. This is what happens in crypto, right? So ICP, the opportunity is still there. I have about 25 altcoins in my entire portfolio. Sometimes you just need a few altcoins that you know that they're going to do great. Chainlink and Ethereum have been performing pretty nicely. No major big returns, but a 3-4x, I'm making, without a doubt on Ethereum and Chainlink. sometimes you realize that chasing those 100x's or diversifying on a huge amount of low cap coins is just going to get you into that drawdown, and you just never know if they are going to recover. Sometimes you realize that the returns that you get are very, very similar. So I'm just going heavy on eventually Chainlink, Ethereum, and now ICP holds 5% of my entire crypto portfolio. So I've got a big holding here, just realizing that it's very likely going to be an easy 4 or 5x, okay, with high probability. And fundamentally, it's an awesome blockchain project, and it's leading the AI industry, of course. Not much more has to be said, guys. There is only 2 more charts that I want you to be excited about, and that is the total crypto market capitalization and also the total 3, which is altcoins, okay? Since the creation, okay, of cryptocurrency, we do see, of course, the big massive rally eventually, right? On the total crypto market cap, the big rally. This is altcoins, okay? Big major rally, okay, to the upside, which we are labeling as the wave 1 and the first major bear market on altcoins, okay, throughout 2018 and 19, which we're going to label our wave 2. You got your wave 3 throughout 2020 and 2021, then the large bear market of 2022, part of 2023. And right now, what is exciting is that we could be looking for that last leg up here in an ascending contracting diagonal, okay? Which is looking for the massive blow off top in the next coming months. Now, I am confident about this happening just because when we analyze the uptrend momentum of the bear market from the low here, we have your first wave 1 and 2, your third wave, your fourth wave, and the 5th wave, right? This is the moment we're a little bit skeptical, okay? Could it be a double top, right? And we get into a bear market. But with the price action forming in the last few weeks, we can realize that this movement down has been a corrective structure. And what we're likely building here is multiple 1-2s, which is going to pop out in a third wave throughout the next coming months, eventually looking for that 4-5, 4-5, and getting the total 3 to $3-4 trillion. Right? And the same applies to the total crypto market cap. This is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all of the altcoins, the entire total crypto market cap. The big major rally, okay, from the creation in your wave 1, your wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and your wave 5, okay, to create that expanding diagonal that could get to $8-10 trillion in the coming months. So we're expecting trillions of dollars to pour into the crypto space. And that confirms with this local rally that we've had, all right, in the last few years, looking at the weekly charts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your 5th wave is still on the creation because the movement down is corrective and you're basically taking out the highs. So what we're looking at here is for that 3rd wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to complete that 5th wave structure, okay, getting to $8-10 trillion approximately on the total crypto market cap. And then eventually, this would create some kind of a big bubble and hype, which, that will crash very, very aggressively, in my opinion, throughout the next few years, okay? Maybe into 2026, 2027. We are seeing that hype happening on Google Trends. We do see here that the search altcoins is we are expecting it to hit new all-time highs on Google, which will eventually create that massive euphoria throughout the next coming months, guys, okay? Not much more has to be said, guys. Remember, on Phemex as well, which is a great platform. Been using Phemex also throughout 2019 and 2020. You do get an insane bonus, okay? There is that 20% cashback also, and you can earn Solana, all right, as you do trade here on Phemex. Make sure to sign up with the link down below for Phemex, okay? Phemex is also an awesome platform, okay? You do have the Phemex link down below in the description, legends. Thank you very much for joining today. We've covered a little bit of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and ICP, which is going to be the one that brings that big major opportunity, okay, for the next coming months. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.